Now let's get some analysis. Mark Kimmitt is a former U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Political and Military Affairs. He served under George Bush's administration between 2008 and 2009, and he joins me now live from the U.S. Capitol. General, great to see you. Great to have you here with us on TRT World. So the U.S. says it obliterated Iran's nuclear facility at Fordo, yet we have Iranian officials claiming their enriched uranium is still intact. And we've also seen satellite pictures showing multiple trucks outside the Fordo facility before these strikes took place, which perhaps indicate that Tehran may have moved critical material in advance. So from a military standpoint, General, was this operation truly effective? And now, given Iran is threatening to withdraw from the NPT, are we actually closer to a nuclear-armed Iran today than we were before this attack?
Well, first of all, I would find it unbelievable if Iran had not moved their enhanced uranium, their enriched uranium. But I think we need to understand that there were two aspects to Fordow. Number one, it was a storage facility, a warehouse, and number two, it was a production facility, an enrichment facility. The Fordow was not attacked because it was storing enriched uranium. It was attacked because it had the capacity to continue to make enhanced uranium, enriched uranium. So it is clearly the case that the mission is not over. Somewhere Iran is storing enriched uranium, and I suspect that will be a target going forward. But their ability to make new enriched uranium at Fordow has been severely damaged, as was said by the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
So, General, when you say the game is not over, is that perhaps an indication that there might be renewed attacks from the U.S. on Iranian soil?
Not at this point. I think that the Israelis only asked the United States to help for this one specific attack, a one-and-done attack. But the Israelis still have a significant number of other targets. It is clear that the United States does not want to be dragged into another war, does not want to be involved in regime change. I see the only scenario where the United States would use military force in the region in the near term is if Iran made the decision to attack American facilities, American soldiers, bases, embassies in the region for retaliation. If that happens, there will be a counter response either after those that conducted the attacks or against Iran for sponsoring those attacks.
You know, General, you served in the Army, so let me ask you this question, because certainly if you look at social media right now, this is a question that everyone is asking. Are we heading into a world war? What's your take?
Well, I don't think so at all. I don't see how, with the exception of this one attack into Iran by the United States, this is any different than the support the United States is providing to Ukraine. The United States is providing weapons, material, equipment, financial support to Ukraine so it can fight Russia. We're providing the same to Israel so it can fight Iran. But the fact that the United States came in this one time doesn't change the fact that this is not a war between the United States and Iran. Now, if Iran wants to elevate and start coming up, walking up, climbing up the escalatory ladder, I think that would be a significant and dangerous move on their part. The risk of escalation is there, but I think the Iranians are wise enough not to try to climb that ladder.
And General, from a military perspective, what forms could Iranian retaliation realistically take? Are we talking direct strikes on U.S. bases in the region, cyber attacks, or targeting shipping routes, or something more asymmetric through proxies?
I think that you can generally say it's one of three or all of three different options that they have: missiles, militias, and terrorism. They certainly retain a missile capability that can be used against American interests in the Middle East. Obviously, the militias can attack, and they, as one of the largest state sponsors of terrorism, can certainly unleash that capacity, not simply in the Middle East, but we know that there are sleeper cells inside of the United States and elsewhere. So again, missiles, militia, terrorists, that's what we're on the watch for.
And General, now Iran's parliament has already voted to close the Strait of Hormuz. And if that threat becomes a reality, how do you think the U.S. is going to respond?
I think the United States and its coalition partners will keep it open.
So you find it very unlikely that this plan to close the Strait of Hormuz is going to materialize at all?
Oh, I think the Iranians will try to close the Straits of Hormuz. They've tried to do it before. They paid the consequences of that. And if they do it this time, in the near future, the United States and its coalition partners will take all necessary actions needed to maintain the international waters in that area.
Fascinating insights. General Mark Kimmitt, thanks very much for joining me here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking out the time.